Hi, my name is Amy Robinson. I'm with Enlightened Healthy Living, and I am a wellness advocate for doTERRA essential oils.
I'm Dr. Carlos Santo, naturopathic physician and founder of Wellness One Nation.
Today we are going to be talking about adrenal health and maybe some natural approaches that we can take to help that.
Such an overlooked topic in medical circles today, Amy. We need to bring this back into the forefront because the health of our adrenal glands is such an essential portion of both acute and chronic health complaints today that people can actually treat themselves naturally for and not actually end up having to go to the doctor and get checked out.
Oh, wow.
Now, I'm never, of course, advocating people don't get their health checked by their doctor, but most complaints that people have can be self-treated if we would just pay attention to what's going on internally. So the adrenal glands, what are they? Small pea-sized glands that sit just on top of the kidneys. That's where they get their name from. And they secrete a number of important hormones of the body. But the three most dominant ones, what we'll discuss today, are DHEA, cortisol, and adrenaline. Most people don't realize that adrenaline comes from the adrenal glands. So what are the adrenal glands? Well, they essentially are the most important adaptogenic organ or gland of the body. They help our bodies handle changes in our environment, both on a minute level as well as a macro level. In other words, they're constantly monitoring and maintaining a healthy balance in the body. And so when we're not handling our stress correctly, we're not practicing stress management techniques, we're not consuming foods that are maintaining healthy glycemic balance, when we're off balance, our adrenal glands are going to take a beating. And we're battling this every day, of course. We have environmental onslaughts from toxicity. We have bad news going on all around us. We have artificial foods that we're exposed to, harmful contaminants and xenoestrogens that enter our body from the outside, through our skin, through the air, from our food, in our water. That we need to take an approach, of course, to constantly replenish the adrenals in order to maintain optimal health. The adrenals are tied into our immune system. They're tied into our metabolic system.
Oh, wow.
So if we can't maintain healthy weight, it may not just be the thyroid. It may be that the adrenal glands need to be addressed. Our ability to get up and go in the morning, again, is dependent upon a healthy level of cortisol in our system, or else we need that cup of coffee to get going. And some people need more. They need a pot of coffee.
Yeah. It's a major problem.
It's pretty amazing. But again, our energy level intimately tied into these small little glands that sit up on top of our kidneys. Very important. Our mood state, our ability to produce healthy neurotransmitters, again, ties into our adrenal glands. So as you can tell, a number of systems of the body, in fact, every system of the body, intimately linked to the adrenal glands. And of course, our reproductive hormones. Do you know testosterone? A huge testosterone industry today. Well, the only source that women have of testosterone production is the adrenal glands. Women do not have a direct source of testosterone like men do.
Oh,
so the only way women can get their testosterone is from the adrenal production of DHEA. DHEA is an androgen, and men need it too, but women rely on it directly for their testosterone levels. Now, why is testosterone important? Because it's a very important predictor of emotional health and our ability to handle what life throws at us. Very important. It also intimately affects our bone health. So when testosterone is low, we are more prone to bone weakening. We lose muscle mass. The health of our organs, our lean body mass, intimately related again back through to the adrenal glands. Very, very important. So we can also take things to treat our adrenal glands, and I'll discuss that in just a moment. But how do we properly assess whether we have an adrenal issue or not? Now, the blood test can measure, for instance, DHEA and cortisol, but when it comes to cortisol measurement, we need specific measurements throughout the day in order to really get what we call the proper ratio. And really the best way to do that is to test via saliva. A saliva test for adrenal timing or adrenal cortisol flow or output done throughout the day is the best way to assess what the shape of the curve looks like. And the two most important readings that are done are first in the morning and then last at bedtime. And that particular ratio that we look at must be a certain degree. And if that level is off, then we can stage the adrenal function or dysfunction based on 1 to 4. You know, the level of severity would be a 4 would be the worst. And once we've identified where in the chart or the graph that the adrenals are not functioning properly, that the cortisol flow is off, then we can actually use natural mechanisms or methods to correct the problem. So
Very
we can
cool.
bring the cortisol down where we need to using nutrients such as adaptogenic herbs, like we talk about Melissa, for instance. I believe it's one of our essential oils that we use.
Yeah.
The adaptogenic herbs like ashwagandha root, maca, various types of ginseng, all very effective to help to lower cortisol where it's high. But then what if we want to bring cortisol up? Well, we can use adrenal glandular extract, which is whole glandular extract, not non-prescription necessary. It's available over the counter. Again, we can use the adaptogenic herbs. We want to train people away from artificial stimulants such as coffee or true stimulants. There's nothing, but it's just an artificial way to get the adrenals going. In reality, you're really hurting the body. If you're needing coffee, for instance, to replace that cortisol that should be there, then you're causing more problem than you're giving, than you're treating. And so we want to make sure that the lifestyle is in place. Stress management techniques, we talk about yoga, meditation, healthy types of exercise. And most people who are really high strung, they're going to choose the real more type A competitive types of exercise, and it actually helps to throw the adrenals further into imbalance. We want to make sure that our choices of exercise are always healthy ones that create balance in the body.
Don't go too hard.
So if the engine is always running high, we need to take equal measure to balance out and bring ourselves down. If we don't do that, the system goes out of control, and it's the adrenal glands that are at the crux of that imbalance.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So lifestyle, control, nutrition, supplementation, and see the proper type of doctor who can really assess this problem. Naturopathic doctors really are at the forefront of treating the adrenal glands in a healthy way. What can we do from the essential oils perspective? What does doTERRA have to offer?
Well, to make it really quick, I'll just bring up one really great essential oil that is very helpful, and that's a geranium essential oil. And you can actually just place, a few drops directly on the adrenals and rub that in, and very supportive to the adrenal gland.
Wonderful. I've had also great success with acupuncture in helping to right the system. And Chinese herbs. There are a number of good Chinese herbal formulas that, again, from a properly trained clinician can really make a difference in somebody.
Well, it sounds like we have a lot of choices and a lot of things that we can do on the natural side.
Yes.
And so I hope you guys, reach out to Dr. Carlos or, your own naturopathic doctor and get that figured out for you.
Healthy adrenals, healthy life.
Take care, guys.